back. It's been probably, I assume just at least a couple of weeks now since I've filmed an actual YouTube video. Now, I'm not gonna pretend like I have any good excuses. But of course I do have excuses. I suppose I went probably on a camp or something along those lines, and that permitted me to not do a YouTube video for 2 or 3 days. And well, when you don't do a habit for one day, really, that's the start of a new habit, especially when you're trying to build a good habit, right? So why am I back at all? I could very simply just not do this. Well, maybe it's because I think it'd look good on a CV. It would. Maybe it's because I think it'll help me articulate myself more properly. It will. And maybe it's because some prideful part of me wants to be able to talk about philosophy to more than just my very closest friends, and to be able to explore this journey of self-improvement. But here's the plan, here's my plan. Whereas before, my I suppose entire channel had been dedicated to sort of simple self-improvement philosophy, just like simple discussions on my philosophical beliefs. On this one, I think that it'd be interesting to do more of a vlog sort of style, in which I dedicate my day-to-day. I bring you with me and show you around, maybe the place I live, probably not. It's a very recognizable town, and I don't want to be doxxed in any way, but you know, try to become a stronger man, more disciplined man. Hopefully this time, no, not hopefully, this time I will. Whoops, I dropped you. This time I will be able to keep my discipline. Yeah. So what's been going on with me? One, I've been improving drastically in my capacity of reading. A couple of months ago, I tried reading Notes from the Underground for the first time. I say try because I very much failed in this. Now, I got about 17, probably more than 17 pages in, and I was like, wow, I have no clue what in the world Dostoevsky is talking about here. So, I dropped it for a couple months and I improved. And now I'm able to read this to some effective degree. I just reached the second part of the book, and our most beloved main character still hasn't really lost any of his insanity, I guess you could say. Which is, kind of odd, because a lot of my philosophies, it seems, or his philosophy seems like a cartoonish version of my philosophies. At least in the realm of suffering, a characterized version where suffering is a good thing, right? And this is something I do very much believe in, that suffering is ultimately a good and that we should accept it as thus. And I just realized that I was filming vertically when I should be filming horizontally. Well, shit, maybe this will go on TikTok. Well, we'll see. If you can't tell, it's late at night right now. And every day, I think to myself, hey, tomorrow, I'm gonna make a YouTube video, and I'm gonna get back on that horse, and it's gonna be one hell of a ride. Tomorrow's come. Tomorrow was 2 months ago, really, if we're being honest here. But tomorrow's today. And if someone somehow managed to pay attention to me throughout my entire ramblings, I think that this video might have some sort of idea on where it's going now. That tomorrow's today. That really you should just go out and make an actual meaningful attempt to do whatever it is you do. And I think that if you're going to try it all, you should go all the way. risk it all, you know? Put it all on black. Not really. If you're going gambling, you probably shouldn't bet your life savings, but, you know, what do I know? I'm just a teenage boy who has an attraction towards philosophy, right? So I think that when you don't try and you just live in this realm of fantasy, you're not really gonna see any improvement. I don't think you're gonna really improve at all in the realm of at least I suppose content in a way. In fulfillment would be more accurately said on my part, in which every day for the last several months, nearly 3 months now, I've written what is essentially an essay, which I just realized earlier today. It is essentially just an essay. I was just calling it by a different name up until this point, where every day I was writing an essay. I was thinking about how to be a better man, how to be more articulate, how to be more intelligent. What does it mean to be more intelligent? What is it, this and that, and like these questions that plague my mind. And I think that they should. I think that's a good thing. I still don't have any answers to any of my real questions, but I have hypothesis, and I think that's what's important. And I realized the other day that I wasn't actually doing anything with what I had written down. I hadn't gone out and tried to do something of actual merit. I kept on being a consumer and only created some vague amount. Like this my notebook that I talk about so often, because it's probably the thing I'm most proud in myself of. If I'm being honest, I take a great deal of pride, more pride than I should, in this notebook. Like this, it's probably not going to be published ever until maybe after I'm dead. I promised my buddy that I'd let him read all my, publish all of the writings in here if I ever die. That still holds true, you know. If somehow someone sees this video, it's made it 7 minutes and 41 seconds in, and I'm dead, they can go out and they can publish this, and maybe the 80 or so pages of a teenage boy's ramblings will serve some use to someone somewhere, somehow, right? Even if it is just to teach them how to improve and write in the first place, because there is very much a drastic change in page 1 from page whatever I'm at now. I think 77, right? But I realized that I hadn't actually gone and created anything. I think I might just write a short story, try to send that out into the world, even if it's just a fan fiction that no one's gonna read. I might try to create something of actual value. And I don't necessarily want to become rich off of this. I don't necessarily want to have some great physical, this worldly success. The idea of success that has come on a rise in the last several decades, but particularly with the rise of, your figures like Andrew Tate. Oh, you should be a disciplined man, and you should have a Bugatti, and a hot chick and a wife, and maybe even a sex trafficking ring if you're lucky enough, right? But I don't want any of that. Yesterday I watched the first half of Into the Wild, which is a movie on Alex Superstar, I believe his name was, something like that. A unique name. I'm pretty sure he gave himself that name. I wasn't paying much attention for the first half. I was focusing more on the pizza I was eating. And in it, he burns all his money, and he decides to just travel throughout the U.S., no money. And he says a line that really hit home with me in this. And to alliterate it, to not exactly quote from it. He said that life is much more interesting when he had no pennies, when he had no money, right? And I think he's right in this. And I think next video, an interesting idea would be when I actually finish this video, this movie with my good buddy, and then I'll be able to make a video talking all my thoughts on it. That's basically it. So besides philosophy, I think I also want to touch much more on theology, since those are very, at least in my case, intertwined, synthesized in beliefs, right? In my discourses. I also want to try my shot at just a little bit of apologetics. I want to do some sort of short form content, because when you think about it, many people are on short form, even if most of the ideas on there aren't going to be actually digested. One YouTube video or one TikTok or one reel or whatnot may have more reach than any of the original 12 apostles did in their entire lives. And I think that, though not a sin, it certainly is a shame not to use that. That's about it. God bless.